This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, nerds. This is Wacko, and you're listening to the Nerd Corp podcast because you know what's worth listening to. Bye.
Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's not Monday again. No. We'll get it right one day. But welcome to Season 2, Episode 5, HE Double Hockey Sticks in a Cell. Cole, this was your first pay-per-view.
It was.
It was pretty much your first wrestling experience.
I apologize deeply for this being your first one.
We popped your paper cherry.
Well, and you know, the thing is like, I didn't really know what to expect because this is a whole new world for me. I've never like actually sat down and watched any of this shit. So, you know, I kind of went into it with an extremely open mind and just kind of like noticing the disappointment in all of you guys' faces. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was up to standard.
No. This definitely wasn't the right way to introduce you to wrestling.
I will tell you, I did have a ton of fun.
Good.
I did have a ton of fun. I did find it enjoyable, mostly because we were making fun of them like crazy. But I did have a good time. It was a lot of fun.
I actually enjoyed, like, listening to you laugh at some of the shit. Like, that was like the
I'm sorry, like, I know.
No, it was good. Like,
I'm so glad that I'm surrounded by people that can laugh at this shit, because if you guys were like dead ass serious and like, oh my god, he just, you know, he did this, and it's like, oh,
there's a door.
Like,
I would hate myself for that.
And I was like, I couldn't hold it together because that shit is so goofy. There's so many things in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is that we know. It's all say. It's so funny to hear people come up to you and be just like, wrestling. You watch wrestling, you know that's fake, right? Oh, yeah. Fuck you say. Yeah. Like, really? Like, where?
You know that every show that you watch is fake too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, fucking Jet Li can go and kick 100 asses, and that's more real to you than wrestling?
Well, and not only that, like, even if it was fake, like, these are still some like, it takes crazy stamina and endurance to do all this stuff, so like, they have my props for sure, because I wouldn't be able to last 2 seconds.
The best way I could put it is they're stuntmen that are being filmed on TV.
Yeah. Absolutely. We've got a guest today. It's our first guest on Season 2, my dude Jesus. Say what's up to everybody.
How you doing, everybody?
So, we're going to go ahead and get into the nerd news. So, Fortnite is causing some marriage troubles. According to divorceonline.co.uk, 5% of divorces were caused by the game. The company received about 200 divorce petitions for Fortnite and approximately 4,000 cases of gaming addiction in general.
This is ridiculous. Why are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So, I mean, here's the real cause of those. Shitty marriages are causing, like,
you have a general problem
people
with the
are causing the problems in their marriage.
Yeah.
This, like, whatever it is that they're focusing their attention on is nothing more than a symptom.
Yeah.
Of the fact that they're focusing on something apart from their marriage.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
The end of the marriage isn't Fortnite. Yeah. It's just all the shit.
I can think of 5 or 6 other games that are infinitely more addicting than Fortnite.
And Fortnite's just the newer thing, so now that's what's being blamed. Yeah. WoW's been a scapegoat for many years. Like, name any popular game, it's been a scapegoat for marriage or violence or whatever.
I just can't wait until the Fortnite phase is gone. I'm sorry, like, I'm even a fan of that game, and it's just like, this game is not... Battle Royale needs to calm down.
Yeah,
it needs to chill out and let other games breathe.
I'm still interested in the Save the World portion, which they still have the audacity to charge people for. Like, it's still like a full price game.
The game's still in beta mode. That's the thing. So
yeah,
who knows when it's coming out?
Every time you log in, it says Save the World will be free in 2018. I'm like, it's almost 19. Where is it?
Well, and you know, not only that, like, I almost kind of, because PUBG just barely came out of beta. And so, and I kind of, I don't know if I'm just like reading this wrong, but I take that as like we're throwing the towel in. Like,
yeah.
Like our shit is done. We're gonna start trying to move into the next thing. I could be totally wrong about this. That's just because I'm not in the PUBG like sphere. Like I don't really know anything with PUBG. All I really know is that they got their ass kicked for Fortnite. Like it's not even a question on how much more popular Fortnite is than PUBG.
Because it's free.
It is, and that's a big thing. Like,
yeah, that's the reason why I got it in the first place was because it was free.
And the reach, you can literally play that thing on anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's the new Skyrim. Like you can play that game anywhere at any time.
Good luck trying to play it on the Switch after you've been playing it on PS4 though.
I tried it.
I mean like I'm not your account?
Oh yeah. That's
I
had to create a new account.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's a Sony problem.
Yeah.
That's a Sony being bullheaded and we're the champions of this generation, so we're going to be assholes about it.
Yeah, they're basically being selfish, but as far as the whole gaming breaking marriages, I think that's straight bullshit. Yeah. Like, the way I see it, I get home, I like to play video games. My wife doesn't tell me nothing about it. She wants me to do things, I'll do it. I don't complain, I just do it. Yep. Sometimes I'll tell her, give me about 5-10 minutes, or she's like, hey, when you're done with this game, go do this real quick. Okay, cool. Me and my personally in my marriage, the way I see it, I'm not out in the club cheating, I'm not doing none of this stuff. Not saying I would.
You're at home.
But I'm at home. She knows where I'm at, and and she's comfortable with that. She's comfortable with me having a couple beers, hanging out with the boys all night long. Yeah. As long as I'm quiet, don't wake up the baby. But she knows where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know? And like I'm pretty sure 95% of married guys out there are the same way. Yeah. They're like, what do you want from me? Like, I'm at home, I ain't doing nothing bad, I'm chilling, like I'm having fun.
Not only that, but you're also like, this is in the media, like the media tends to exacerbate things way out of proportion, you know, and like I don't know, like this isn't a typical thing. Like every time one of these statistics get written down, I'm like, okay, that's 200 out of the 7 billion people that are on the planet.
People like to have a complete intolerance for any sort of activity, any sort of hobby that they're not into.
Oh yeah.
Then
I don't understand the hype.
Yeah. Like, well, because I don't like it, neither should you.
Yeah.
You like it, so fuck you then.
Yeah. I mean, look at what GTA. How many people play GTA and are automatically mass murderers and violent psychopaths? Like, makes no sense. I don't. It's retarded.
That's a conversation for a different time. Because it's. Instead of going down that rabbit hole, I don't know. I don't understand this because I played Fortnite way more than I care to admit, and my significant other had no issue with it. In fact, she rather got mad when I wasn't playing Fortnite because she loved to watch me play. I don't know. I don't feel like I really have a lot to say about this whole like, oh, it ruins relationships, because I am very fortunate. I have my girlfriend is very supportive of my hobbies, and I'm very fortunate.
They're her hobbies too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm just kind of sitting up in my ivory tower, and I'm just like, I don't have these issues.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Like I'm a musician. I podcast. I do graphic designs and flyers for people. I produce all of the local rappers in our area.
You're a busy man.
I'm a busy dude, and my wife is still as supportive. She's still there, and
your wife's awesome.
She's that's why she's Nerd Queen Supreme.
Yeah. And the tamales, though. Let's talk about that.
She makes some bomb
tamales. My girlfriend doesn't care, but she lives in Canada. So.
Oh, is it that glamour shot you showed me?
Yeah.
See, my girlfriend doesn't care, but that's because she's so busy with all the photo shoots. And,
Dude, mine too.
I mean, you're a Sports Illustrated model. You're in high demand. Just,
you never see her.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
Spend time with your significant other. That's all I can really say. Just like, you gotta have hobbies, but at the same time,
be considerate and tolerant of something that you may not personally be into or understand.
Like, if you're thinking about going into your 10th hour of playing Fortnite for the day, maybe take a break.
Yeah, maybe you should hang out.
Ask them how they're doing.
I don't know who it was I was talking to, but they said that they had a friend who played Fortnite for 48 hours and had
Straight?
Is their friend
and
Ninja?
and had a seizure at the end of that 48 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
See, and it's I get visually aggressive and pissed when I hear about people like that, because it's like, it's you that's the problem. It's you are the people that, you know, exacerbating this scapegoat of like, oh, video games are bad and video games cause problem. It's like, no, it's because people like you are sitting down and doing this asinine amount of time and creating issues out of nothing. I hate people like that. Every time I see something like, oh, man goes into, you know, critical condition because of playing, you know, insert game title here, you know, and it's just irritating. It's like, nobody actually plays games for that long. Like, even Spider-Man, I took breaks. Like, it's not a real thing. Like,
Well,
these people are stupid.
It can't be the fault of the game, because the game didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It didn't make you play
It's
it.
just an object.
Well, guess what? The
it's
spoon
your-
made you fat, all
Yeah.
right? So,
Well-
let's blame the spoon.
Yeah,
It's not a very nice thing to say to Derek.
I know. I mean, you know I have weight problems.
I mean, look at him. He's so good looking.
What else do we have in nerd news?
I got one.
I'm going to run off that compliment for like a month.
So this one is
Be pissed if you didn't.
this one's courtesy of IGN. We now actually have our, doesn't really go for a podcast, but we now have our first look at Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
He looks great.
Yeah,
I think he's
Oh, I have
on
not
the right
even
track.
looked at that.
Yeah. he
yeah. The
looks
director, Todd Phillips, the director of the movie, posted the first official photo. For those of you not listening, you can look it up, but
great. Yeah, we'll post
He,
it on the
he looks
page.
great.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh wow, that's the Joker.
He's going through some crazy changes.
Yeah,
too.
no, he's
actually-
cutting
so-
a lot of weight.
this is from what I've read. I was just reading up while we were talking about the Fortnite thing, and this is supposedly the prequel for the Joker. Like,
Yeah, this is going to be the first
the
ever
Joker
origin.
before the Joker,
That's cool.
That's
So like Killing Joke.
kind of like that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Which fuck that movie, by the way.
You don't like that movie?
I did not like that movie at all.
I remember when that movie, because we rented it, because I remember hearing all the hype, and I was like, I know you don't like this stuff, but we're going to watch
I
it.
mean, it's such a good story.
And you didn't like the Ninja Batman one either, did you?
No, and see, like the Killing Joke, I took a lot more personal
Yeah.
because the Killing Joke is one of my favorite Batman
It is
stories.
so
I
good.
have the book with me, and I'll let you borrow it if you want to read
Yeah,
it.
of course.
But like the Killing Joke is one of my favorite stories. It's one of my
There's a lot of emotion in,
Yeah.
in that story.
and there's so much more emotion. There's so much more action. There's
Yeah.
so much more climax than that movie brought. Like
I
it
remember,
was-
I remember like finishing that movie and just being like,
with fucking Batman,
okay.
just Batman and Joker just laughing at jokes together.
I was
Like
like,
that's
I guess
fucking.
I'll just go and do something else now.
Yeah, no, like that was the biggest fucking fuck you. That and him and Batgirl getting it on.
Oh my God! Don't
Dude,
even
that
start
shit
on
was
that.
fucking.
So
bullshit.
why is that such a problem?
Because they don't.
Never.
Yeah, Batgirl.
Even though it's implied a lot.
Well, no, Batgirl and Batman in the comics are very. It's more of a mentor-mentee type of thing.
Batgirl is. I'm trying to think.
Barbara Gordon.
Yes, I was trying to
Okay,
think of her
okay.
name.
You know, and that's
So it's Jim Gordon's daughter.
Yeah, that's like
the,
you know what I mean.
police commissioner.
Yeah,
his daughter, right?
The daughter of
messed
his
up.
most trusted confidant.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And so like that just does Batwoman. Yeah, go for it. Go ahead. But Batwoman's gay, so
Good luck.
yeah. But I mean, it's just like. It just didn't. That's not a thing. It's
Yeah.
it's just one of those tropes you don't break.
Okay.
Like, it was just someone who didn't understand the importance of the Batman characters, who just kind of went, fuck it, we'll just do this.
Like,
they
how
didn't-
far
they
can we
didn't take
go?
The story,
Yeah.
They didn't take the story, the history seriously, and just kind of did what they felt they were.
And you know, like I had my own opinions about it, but I just wanted to make sure that I had because I'm not deep into that lore at all.
Like,
But I just remember the backlash. I remember because I sat down and talked with you, Nick, because that was right when we were doing our Pokemon Go excursions all the time. And I remember sitting down and talking with you and like, hey, what's up with this movie? Why are people pissed? Did you like it? You know, stuff like
yeah,
that.
and I feel like what it was it's like, okay, so the people that were handed the idea to make this movie, it's like, oh shit, we have this incredible story to like fill the shoes of, but at the same time, we're trying to make it as dark and fucked up as possible. Like, what can we do to do that? And they just added shit in there that did not work at all.
That didn't fucking belong there.
No.
Yeah.
Cole, you said you had some news.
Probably the most shocking news you're going to hear all day. Spider-Man is the fastest selling game of the entire year.
Nice.
What?
Yep. In fact, UK Numbers company Chart Track reported it is the fastest selling individual format release since PS4 version of Call of Duty World War II last November. So, that means that old Spidey has sold more than fellow PS4 exclusive God of War, Detroit, and Yakuza 6, and more than any other exclusive on any other platform.
Dude, I want Detroit.
It's good. I haven't finished it yet. I actually redboxed it and kind of wish I had bought it after I started playing it, because it is a... did you play like Heavy Rain?
Yeah, no, I love those
Two
games.
Souls?
Yeah,
dude, you get just as emotionally invested in the characters in Detroit as you do. There's two in particular that I was like, oh my god, these people have to survive. You know?
Yeah, dude, I love those games. I remember playing Indigo Prophecy on the PlayStation 2, and that was the first
What's
choice
that guy's
game.
name? The writer. I can't remember his name.
David Cage.
Yes, phenomenal.
Cole, I'm so surprised that you guys knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, well, I'm heavy in PlayStation's atmosphere, so these names all kind of just bounce around in my head. I'm pretty sure it's David Cage. I could be wrong, but
No, it is.
I'm not sold on that guy. I played Heavy Rain. I thought it was incredibly boring.
Heavy Rain was probably my least favorite of them all.
And then there's that Beyond Two Souls, which had Willem Dafoe in it, and that
Ellen Page.
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk about Ellen Page because she irritates the living hell out of me.
Really?
So, back in the day when The Last of Us was making headway, Ellen Page was threatening to sue Naughty Dog or Sony, probably Sony, for the likeness.
Well,
Because apparently she looks too much like Ellie, and I'm like,
Yeah,
get
which kinda.
over yourself, Lindsay Lohan. That's not you in that GTA load screen.
Yeah, I was about to
Like,
bring that
seriously,
up too.
like, get over yourself. I hate Ellen Page. She's super cool, like, you know, in the activist way, but like, stay out of my video games. I hate you. And probably my most get hype moment of the entire week, probably the entire month. How many Final Fantasy games are coming to the Switch right now?
Yes.
How many?
So many.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
8 or 9 of them?
7, 9, Crystal Chronicles 12,
X and X2.
10
Yeah.
and 10-2. That's all.
and
Holy
they're all
God,
2019.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did Square Enix just disown Final Fantasy 8? Because it doesn't port to any other
That
console.
game is dead in the water where it belongs.
8 is
I never played 8. Was it really that
8
bad?
is trash. I don't know. I've dabbled with it, and I'm just like, I don't know. A lot of people are gonna hate me for saying that because 8 is like, you know, their child that they love. But I hate 8.
for me. It's 9.
So, and I want to tell you why this is so crazy, because in the North, Nintendo really only gave us the first Final Fantasy, which was on NES, and then they gave us 4, which, you know, there's this like naming debacle for some reason that happened with Final Fantasy in the West. So we didn't get 2 and 3, the original Final Fantasy 2 and 3. We got 4, but we called it over here in the States, we called it 2.
Huh.
And then not only that, we didn't get 5 for the Super Nintendo, but we got 6. And guess what we called it? We called it 3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 3. So whenever you're talking to like some crazy old school gamer that's like, you know, oh, you know, my favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 3, you have to clarify like, oh, you mean 6, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so what's crazy is that Nintendo had this incredibly tight relationship with Squaresoft at the time. You know, as many people know, there were 2 RPG giants basically. Squaresoft was in charge of Final Fantasy, most notable, and then there was Enix, who was pretty much in charge of the Dragon Quest series. And then there was a merging, like, I believe in the aughts, like in the early 2000s, and therefore giving us Square Enix.
I like
Enix.
that, the aughts.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what to call them.
Yeah. I don't really know if that's like if that term sticks, but I like it. So
I'm gonna use it.
So, and that's why you see the first Kingdom Hearts game was made by Squaresoft, but Kingdom Hearts 2 was made by Square Enix.
Or Squeenix.
Squeenix. Yeah, depending on the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of games, what's everybody playing right now? Nick?
I am juggling Spider-Man and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I bought that game on Friday, and I probably put maybe 3 or 4 hours into it. I'm enjoying it so far. There's a new kind of I'll call it a stealth dynamic where, as soon as this got introduced to me, I was like, oh fuck, dude, this is awesome. But basically, you can hide in like a wall of vines. You can press up against it and like sneak out. And
oh wow!
Then just kill somebody like that. Or if the wall is dark, you can walk up to a puddle of mud and cake yourself in it, and then press up against the dark wall.
Oh, that's
and
badass!
You can't even see her. Like, I posted those 2 pictures on my Facebook. Like, see if you can see her.
Yeah.
And I looked at them, and I even had to go, wait, where the fuck is she? Like,
Even though you took the picture.
And I was playing the game, yeah. But I'm liking it so far. You get to play mostly with if you've ever played the older games, you're mostly playing with Jonah, and he adds a really good atmosphere. Like the 2 playing together is just a good team up, I think. So those are what I'm playing right now.
I'm glad you're having a good time with it, because I remember when I saw that game for the first time, I was like, this looks boring.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
I am fully sold on all 3 of those Tomb Raider games. Like, yep. I had them on PlayStation and Xbox. When I got my PC, I bought the first 2 again, and I played through them. And now I have this one on PC, and if it ever goes on sale, I'll probably buy it on PS4.
I just think they need to bring back the geometric boobs.
They did. There's a skin in this game that he's playing right now. There's a skin that you can play
with
triangle boobs and everything.
It might be a special pre-order bonus, because I didn't get any of that.
Oh.
I remember I saw screenshots, and you
maybe,
can play
maybe
it as
a secret.
Like, is it just a
unlock?
mod? Or?
It could be.
I don't think they have mods.
Oh.
Like, it might be like a pre-order bonus, because there was they had their different tiers of editions you could get.
Oh, I gotcha.
But I couldn't get it till Friday, so I just got the regular one.
Damn.
Cole, what are you playing?
I just barely started Dragon Quest XI.
How's that?
It's very traditional.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's kind of hard. It's kind of jarring going from, from playing, because the last, crazy RPG that I, actually dove in and, put genuine time into is Persona 5. And that game is not traditional at all.
Yeah.
It actually takes great strides for the genre. And, kind of buckling down and going way back to old school JRPG traditions. Not a bad thing by any means. It's just okay, this is a lot slower, it's a lot more methodical. It's not as hard as I want it to be. I kind of, and I don't know if I'm over leveling or something, but I do find myself having a hard time not killing the boss too fast.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's gorgeous. This game is crazy cool. It's got that Akira Toriyama art in it, which is almost kind of really weird at one time, because you got the Toriyama eyes, but they're kind of fleshy beings.
Oh, wow.
So it looks kind of, they look real. They look like real people, but the one thing that totally takes it away is the eyes and the anime aesthetic. But
that's cool.
On a PS4 Pro, on a vibrant TV, it looks great. Let's see. I don't know. I'm having a blast with it. I don't really know. I figured that it would capture my attention a lot more than it has. This is a 100-hour JRPG, so it's I don't really know if I'm gonna see the end of it, but I'm having fun what I'm doing.
Nice. Nice. Derek?
Right now I'm cleaning up Spider-Man. I finished the main story and everything, but since I finished the main story, I'm also kind of going back to doing a little bit of WoW and keeping back up on that.
How are you liking Spider-Man?
I mean, Spider-Man's fucking great.
You're gonna get that platinum, huh?
Yeah, I will.
It's easy, dude. Fuck me. So last week we talked about how I couldn't get the Wing It trophy, right? And Cole talked about how he was going to sit with me and, you know.
Dude, I was going through my trophies and I saw that I even have the Wing It trophy.
Yeah, and so I did have the Wing It trophy. It turned out, and it was just one of the puzzle missions that I hadn't finished. And like the guys literally sat here with me as I finished the puzzle
and laughed.
Yeah, and laughed.
That was cool.
No, dude, like I was stupid. What the fuck? Like, because I spent an hour disturbing pigeons
for no fucking reason.
So
you showed me your route and everything, and I was like, "How long did you do this?" And you're like, "An hour."
Yeah, dude. There are lampposts along the edge of the map, and on every that was a loud P.
Yeah, on the edge of the map.
Yeah. Anyway, there are lampposts around the edge of the map, and on every lamppost there's a flock of pigeons. So I would go around the map. I went around the map probably like 50 times. I don't know why I keep fucking doing it. I don't know.
All of a sudden now it's just a thing.
Yeah. I went around the map like 50 times, and I'm just like, I don't fucking get this trophy. And then Cole's just like, wait, let me see your trophy list. And he like goes up my trophy list. He's like, dude, you do have Wing It. What the hell is your problem? And I didn't even know that you could reveal the secret trophies.
Yeah.
And Nick showed me that, and I was just like, well, fuck.
So you just wasted an hour of your life,
dude.
Pigeons.
I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But you had a goddamn blast doing it.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
Swinging, man.
I really did, because I mean, it was the. Not only would I like go disturbing pigeons, but if there was a crime on my route, I'd just go and take care of it. So I mean, it was still fun, but it was fruitless labor.
Hey man, I did something similar, so I totally understand.
This is, what are you playing?
So unfortunately, unlike you guys, I don't have a PS4. Don't kill me for that.
Get
I'm
out.
sorry.
Get out of my podcast.
I do have an Xbox One, but so I can't play Spider-Man. I'm thinking about buying a PS4, convincing the wife maybe get me Spider-Man. Who knows? I don't know how long it's gonna take, because from what I've heard, it's amazing. But as far as what I'm playing right now, I've been really into the new Naruto game. It's called Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Strikers. Just came out on the 30th.
That's like brand.
Yeah, it came out on the 30th of August. Literally. I bought it a week after it came out. And that's literally all I've been playing.
And that's not like a story game, right? It's like one of those online players only. Yeah.
It's a fighter. So what happens is you load in and you install the game, all the bullshit you do in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then it makes you choose villages first. Okay. So you have the Leaf Village, the Hidden Mist Village, Sandstone, and I believe it was Cloud Village. You pick whichever village you want. Then from there, you create, male or female, and then it gets you a basic loadout of what your outfit's gonna look like. You could change the hair, change the eyes, change the face, stuff like that. Body height, body build. Okay. It's just basic generic stuff in the beginning, which is cool because
character creation.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what it is.
Which I think that's super cool. You make your own.
Yeah, and that's not even the best part.
Yeah.
So then you automatically do your first mission. They do a tutorial with you. They show you how to move, how to fight, how to use your jutsus, ultimates, substitutions. They call it ninja tools. Okay. There's a button as well that's on there. And then they have 4 different types that you could play as. Now, your character is only allowed to use certain jutsus for that type. So you have an attack type, a defense type, a range type, and a heal type. And you could customize that same character and make it look completely different in each setup. So depending on what type that you like to play as more, and for me it took me a while to figure out. I love range. I've unlocked every single range master. So they have these things where all the characters in Naruto, for right now because it just came out, there's like about 20 or 15 to 20 masters. So what they call them. But already it's like Naruto, Itachi, you know, some of the Akatsuki's in there, and you have to rank up basically their master stars. And once you hit 5, so sometimes you'll have like, you know, you unlock another master, you know, or you learn this jutsu from the master that you have, and then like the 5th is always their ultimate. So, and then each master is also a certain type. So like Sasuke and Itachi, they're both range. So I only use those, you know, you can mix and match, and that's the best part. You can mix and match the type of jutsus and ultimates, even ninja tools, outfits, weapons for that type. But you can only use it for that type. So my range is completely different from my attack.
Okay.
My attack is completely different from my heals. You know, I like to play with the group of my friends on the Xbox, and, you know, we have our own roles. Me, I play range or attack. Every now and then, it's rare that I play defender, but I do have a class for that. Because depending on the type of game, right now there's 4 game styles. You have capture the flag. You have burial battle, which is basically there's 2 pillars that if you're on the attacking team, you have to raise up and attack the boss. And then the other team's trying to fight you. Okay. And you could run the little, what they call the little story missions by yourself, but it's not as fun as when you're running it with a crew to help you out, because there's some that I can't even do by myself because it's so complicated.
But you're having fun though.
Oh, I absolutely like
you being a huge Naruto fan.
Yes, I've played since Ultimate Ninja all the way to the last Storm that came out a couple of years ago. I don't even remember.
The Storm games are cool.
Yeah, they were amazing. But the fact that you could customize, hell, even your hair and the hair color, paint on your face, earrings, weapons, the whole thing, it just makes it like you're investing yourself more into the game. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's coming from a respected developer. It's the same developer that made the Ninja Gaiden series and the Dead or Alive series. So, you know, you got a little bit of both.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, with it being still fresh, it does crash every now and then. It does glitch. But let's be honest, it's that game, like, it's all online. It's going to happen. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit to load up as far as, you know, once everybody's in the match, then loads up to start the game. Like, sometimes there's days where I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. But at the end of the day, I know it's like you know, Fortnite or PUBG or, you know, a lot of the games that are mostly multiplayer games. In the beginning, it's kind of slow because they're trying to fix everything. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to give it 2 months, and I'm pretty sure they'll have it fixed by then. But I highly recommend it to everybody. Okay. It's pretty fun, and it's on all consoles, I believe. I don't know if it's on Switch.
Not on Switch.
No, yeah, I was gonna say it's not on Switch, but as far as PlayStation and Xbox, it's on there, and it's great. I love it. Cool. I already got like 40 hours in it. My wife just doesn't care because she's like, well, you're home, so I don't care.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm playing right now. I'm just kind of like alternating after Spider-Man. I kind of just don't know what to do with my life.
Naruto.
And so right now I'm just kind of alternating between Overwatch, Prey, and Need for Speed Payback.
You like that Prey game?
It's kind of rough to me. Like, and I really want to give it a chance because it's a Bethesda game, and I'm such a mark for Bethesda. But it's really rough to get into. I'll play a level or two, and then, you know, after I die, I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I don't really feel the need to.
It's not a big issue.
Yeah.
That's what I hate about games, man. Is like when I get in there and I'm so excited for a game, and it's like there's that moment where you're sitting down and you're like, I am only playing this because I spent money on it, and I feel obligated to play this game because, you know, like that's a lot of money to put into a game, and I felt like I'd have that issue with Prey, and that's why I didn't buy it. Is I felt like I would sit down and halfway through it, and I'd be like, I'm not enjoying myself. And not only that, like I just don't feel like, I don't know. I'm very peculiar with my gaming taste, but it just looked like a game where I'd get halfway through it and I'd be like, I've got my fill. I'm done with this.
That's how I felt when I bought The Division. I bought it. I loved it for like the first 3 missions.
Yeah.
And then after that, like I was like, what? Like, I don't...
Yeah,
like, I'm literally playing it because I spent $60.
Yeah, and that's...
Like,
I was
what
the
the
same
hell?
way with the Division 2. Me and Weird Sense, we played the Division a lot together, and we played it for, like, the first few months, and then, like, after that, it was just kind of, like...
Repetitive.
Yeah, it was really...
It was repetitive.
Y'all hot on
Like,
the
it wasn't-
sequel though?
I'm down for the sequel. The sequel...
I
actually
was
works.
thinking about this the other day. I was like, maybe we should all get that game, and like day one, week one, whatever, and all sit down and all play it and all gather because it does look fun. The Division's is kind of a sore spot for me just because like that's such a grounded reality. And
Yeah.
it's like it seems like it's something that could actually happen. But like when I'm putting 1.5 clips into some random ass grunt, I'm like,
Yeah.
nothing turns me off of the game.
Who's like
so
10 times lower level.
I just don't like it because I'm more about bringing people together.
Yeah.
Not division. Let's don't divide.
This fucking guy over here.
I got your Division right fucking here.
This fucking big.
Well, let's get on to the subject of the day, Hell in a Cell. WWE's 20th anniversary of Hell in a Cell.
Dumpster fire.
Not hot.
Yeah.
When you say 20th anniversary, I think of like, okay,
Epic.
we gotta make this shit big.
Fireworks.
I mean, it
and-
was hot. It was hot. Dumpster fires are hot.
They are definitely.
I mean,
hot.
it was definitely not a pay-per-view I was expecting was going to be amazing, but I wasn't expecting it to be that bad either.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like a casual Monday night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
Honestly,
Yeah.
with more matches.
No work
that's
was
it.
done.
Yeah.
The writers totally phoned it in. And
Yeah.
we're like, fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fucking thing sucks.
I can officially say this thing fucking sucks.
So we have a rating system from 1 to 5, 5 being the best and 1 being the worst. Rating system goes as follows: 5 being Foley worthy, 4 being hardcore hardy, 3 being RK okay, 2 Croc Lesnar, and 1 Samoa no. First match was Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell match, and that match I think was probably match of the night for me.
Yeah, I mean,
too,
like
me too.
I came in halfway through and I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
what is going on here?
It was really fast paced. It was
Gruesome.
gruesome.
I would say gruesome in my part.
It was. It reminded me of the old hardcore days of the past, like the Attitude Era hardcore.
Monday Night Wars and
Yeah. It was. I don't know. I had Jeff Hardy winning. Who did you guys? have?
I also had Jeff Hardy winning
Derek.
myself.
Let's see. No, I had Jeff.
This is who did you have win?
I honestly didn't pick a winner. I was actually just hoping for a great match because I love both guys.
Yeah.
Orton, he's been around for a long time, just as much as Jeff, and for me, I couldn't pick favorites because I love them both as superstars.
Right.
So I was just like, they're gonna throw an amazing match. I'm not even gonna pick because I don't care.
I'm just gonna sit and
I'm
enjoy
just
it.
gonna sit and enjoy it
I
because
was-
you put both of them together. It's magic.
I was particularly rooting for Jeff because it was his first Hell in a Cell, and I was like, how cool would that be for like the underdog upset to come out and beat
Yeah.
Randy
Was it
Orton?
really his first NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah. He's been in all other types of matches, but a Hell in a Cell he hasn't been in. My high point of that match was the surfboard table ride into Randy Orton's stomach. And I was just like, that's really innovative because, you don't see that kind of thing. I thought it was way cool.
Looked like he freestyled it. basically.
Yeah.
I would have to go with the poetry in motion off of the chair. Like,
Yeah,
I
into
love
the
that.
cage, yeah.
See, I liked both of those, but I liked the Gorebuster into the
That was
the
good
ladder,
too. That was good too.
Yeah.
into the upside down ladder.
Low points?
So okay, my low point was the fact that the match was really good, and here's why: it was the first match of the night,
That's true.
and I sat there just in apprehension, going, "This is probably as good as it's gonna get. The entire rest of the pay-per-view is gonna be just downhill from here," and I was not remotely wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right, you were.
Yeah. Yeah, like me personally, my high point was the screwdriver in the
In the
through
ear?
through the ear. That,
Yeah.
like I had to turn away for a second because the moment they showed the earlobe was looking like the little string from the Sticky Hands for a second. I was like, yeah, no, that's not. That fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Like I felt that.
Yeah.
I actually kind of didn't like that just because that's what Randy Orton has been doing leading up to this, and there are only so many fucking things you can do with an ear.
Yeah.
True.
So
true.
he's just doing the same thing over and over
But
again.
seeing the screwdriver
Yeah.
physically in there
And just
turning
twisting it, yeah.
and turning, I'm just like, can you stop before
You know-
this guy's ears off?
I'm kind of bummed, and this might be the sadist in me, but I'm kind of bummed he didn't just like
Rip it,
rip it, like
pull a Mike
that-
Tyson,
yeah.
just
Twist
that
it and then just grab it. And...
I mean, like
I thought
I
it
don't
ripped
know.
when he got
That would have
up,
sealed the realism deal for me. Is like if he actually was like, you know, just,
I mean, as long as he doesn't make that noise when he does it.
Dude, that's gonna
the
be a voice
realism
clip
points
now.
would have even went up if he did that.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of people made that noise tonight. I promise.
But on the side note, I do agree with Derek on the low key of the match.
Yeah.
It was way too hyped in
Yeah.
front, like
Yeah, for that to have been the first match.
Especially, like, not only was it too good, they're both too high energy, so nothing is going to match the pace or the quality of that match.
And it was true.
Yeah.
It was
It
true.
was fast paced from when I came in. I came in, 5 minutes after the match started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-10 minutes probably. And from the moment I sat down, I was glued because fast pace, intensity, gruesome, like, it was a highlight. I think that was the match of the night.
Yeah, for me, that's match of the
For
night.
sure.
Yeah.
It even had a cool ending,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Which you can't really say about any of the other matches.
Yeah, like, for it being something I was not expecting, it made you say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, is he dead?
Yeah.
Because I honestly thought, no, I honestly thought
He's broken in half!
I honestly thought he died because someone's face going through a table, straight face and neck,
Yeah.
and then he kind of twitched and turned.
Well,
I thought he died.
It's actually hard to see, but like right at the last second, he turns his shoulder in, so he
Yeah.
actually does hit on his side. But he like did it at
was so
literally the
violent.
last second.
yeah, it was so violent. I wouldn't doubt that he
Yeah.
fucked his neck up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, Randy Orton won. So it was against my prediction. I gave the match a 4 just because it was like the hyped match. It ended in, EMTs coming out, which is I'm not too hot on anymore. Like, they do that quite a lot now in the WWE just to add to that shock value. So it would have been a 5 for me, but I gave it a 4. Nick?
Yeah, I'm going with a 4 too, just from all the high impact stuff we saw, like the Poetry in Motion, the Gourd Buster, I forgot about when he put the ladder around Jeff Hardy's throat.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Started
Yeah.
stomping around him.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Cole?
4.
Derek?
Same.
4.
4. So 4 is all around. Definitely match of the night. It was rough.
Would have made it a 5 if he.
No blood, no 5.
Yeah, no blood, no 5.
Well, technically, he
Well,
did
there
have
was
on
blood,
his
yeah.
leg.
That's true. That's
So
true.
technically, now you guys switching
Yeah.
to 5.
Yeah.
Second match was Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. I had Becky Lynch for this one.
As did I.
I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting Becky Lynch to win, and she did. Because that was my high point, was the ending. Especially the way that it ended. It was
it was phenomenal.
a spear into a schoolboy was ridiculous, and the amount of timing that it takes for any of that to happen is phenomenal. So I thought that was great.
Especially considering that they had botched a pretty hard earlier on that. What was it? It was
the monkey.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
And then
into
Becky,
the roll, into the roll
ste-
through.
Becky stepped
And
over.
she stepped too far away because Charlotte went to grab her foot and couldn't fucking reach it, and so that's in my opinion, that's a hard thing to come back from because you're like, well, I already fucked up once,
Yeah.
and then to still have your head in the game and be able to nail something later. it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah, I agree. That was my low point for the match was that it was just botchy.
Yeah.
Not only was it botchy, it was really slow paced.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like they were
putting full effort into
not only full effort, but it didn't feel like they were taking it as a pay-per-view match. Like it was just like another, SmackDown match, and it's, for the title. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for me, my high point was the ending, just like yours was, because that I honestly was expecting it to be a submission ending. I mean,
yeah.
Let's be honest. Everybody was expecting a submission ending,
especially because they were working on the arm and working on the legs so much.
Charlotte was working on Becky's legs, and Becky was working on her arms, and so I was thinking, oh, someone's gonna tap tonight.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. But sure enough, that spear into a Schoolboy, I was like, where the hell did this come from? Yeah. This was amazing. But yeah, at the same time, it was a little bit too slow for me, but it wasn't too slow to where I was like, fuck this match.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Becky Lynch won. I gave it a 3 just because of the botching and the slow pace. I love when moves are precise. Derek was saying something about it in the SummerSlam episode. Go check out season 2, episode 1, Summer of Slams.
Is that like your parentheses voice?
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm trying to get people to listen. Shit. But he said something about when people botch, it takes away from that illusion. You know what I mean? Like it takes away from that realism that you're expecting to, feel. We know that it's staged. We know that it's fake and whatnot, but we still want to be invested.
Like you're jostled out of that that moment of disbelief, like you're all of a sudden you're like, oh right, reality.
It was like before in old times where no one would break kayfabe, and when kayfabe was broken, it was like a big shock,
jarring.
Yeah, and now that
forbidden.
Yeah, and now that kayfabe isn't really a thing anymore.
With social media being the main cause of it. That's the reason why. And
I rely on them having their moves to be 100%. I know nobody's perfect and shit happens, but as a fan, I want that realism.
I feel like
suspends your suspension of disbelief.
I feel like that was kind of a common thing that happened tonight.
Yeah.
Was botchery. Yes. I feel like there was a lot of moves that were gonna happen.
Botulism.
I don't know. I feel like like you guys got hyped as hell for like several issues. Several times where I was like, oh my god, is he gonna do this? He's like, oh, he's gonna do the crazy mega super Perry Crusher slam
chicken wing
bomb ding dong walla walla bing bang.
I love the crazy super Perry Crusher.
Yeah,
it's my favorite move.
That's not my favorite.
Yeah.
They're gearing up to do this crazy ass move, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, it didn't happen.
I mean, as far as the whole botching situation, you also got to put into effect how that affects the superstars themselves in the moment after that.
Well, there have been
they're training 24/7, like they're athletic. I can't even do like a third of what they can, and I'm pretty fit myself.
Yeah, because I mean, and I'm sure they're angry. Randy Orton gets visibly pissed.
He does.
He throws shit.
Yeah, sure. There was one, I can't remember who it was he was fighting, but they botched a DDT, and he got up and he like slammed him, and he was like, "Stupid, fucking stupid!" like
he completely breaks kayfabe.
Yeah,
he does not give any shit. Like if you fuck up, he will let you know immediately.
But that's why he's one of the biggest stars in the WWE. He is professional to a T. So, for Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, I gave it a 3.
Yeah, I'm going with 3 again, just because of the slowness of the match. Like Derek mentioned, like a lot during the match, the amount of energy it looked like it took Becky Lynch to throw a punch.
Oh god,
was a little over the top.
Well, and I know this is something I mention every fucking time, but those goddamn horrible Charlotte chops.
Right? Your father is pretty much the innovator of the chop.
Yeah.
How do your chops suck ass?
Go home for the weekend, take some lessons, get those... the chops, the across the chest, like
it's basically like, there's 2 ways I've seen. I've seen
The palming?
straight slap to the chest.
The Donald Trump grab.
Yeah, and then you have the
Well,
you're
no, 'cause
pissing
Donald
me off.
Trump
Where's
grab
my
is-
beer? Like, why is dinner cold? Slap. Like,
Where's my beer?
like,
So, Cole, what'd you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 2. Well, no, actually, I was sitting at 2, but bonus point goes to the winner because she looks like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. So I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay, Derek.
Becky.
That's not a rating.
I don't want to sit by this guy. I feel like he's popping something over here.
What do you mean, my boner here?
Yes, your boner.
Don't worry about that. It's fine. What, this little guy? Don't worry about this little guy.
Oh, this old thing?
You're pitching over here.
You hear that, little buddy?
You're being talked about. I mean, like, I gave it a 3, but the only reason I gave it a 3 was because Becky won, and she has deserved it for so fucking long.
Absolutely.
And I don't know, maybe WWE listens to our podcast because I was complaining about that same fucking thing.
If you are, throw a sponsor our way.
Yeah, you know, hook us up.
Give us some money.
Bring money.
We
Jesus.
want a gift, but only if it's money.
Yeah, that's money.
Jesus, what'd you give it?
me personally, I give it a 3. I do think again Becky definitely deserved it. I think it was the heel turn that just was the stamp of the whole storyline for me, and I think that's why they didn't give it to her, because she was just a baby face.
Yeah.
So this
For
is
so long.
This is the one where it's like, oh, they were best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
got betrayed.
Yes.
I was like, holy
Yes.
shit, they actually do this story
No,
type
yes.
shit.
Yes.
that is a staple.
Yes.
That is a staple.
Yes.
Male or female stars, that is a fucking staple.
And Cole,
Yeah.
the term babyface and the term heel is pretty much babyface is a good guy, heel is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever we refer to a heel turn, it was
Okay.
a baby face that turned into a heel.
So I don't even know if you know the whole.
I just
Turn.
pretend I know nothing.
So what happened was SummerSlam, correct? Yeah. So SummerSlam, it was a triple threat match with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Carmella. Who, please, if you're listening to this, call me. I love you.
He's
you need
willing
your house
to
cleaned.
leave
I'm a
his-
Mexican. I'll clean your house and cut your grass.
He's willing to leave his wife and child
That's
for
racist.
you.
It's only racist if I'm not Mexican. But anyways, so it was supposed to be only Becky Lynch and Carmella.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Charlotte got involved and was able to be entered into that match at SummerSlam.
I don't even remember.
Charlotte basically came out of nowhere and stole the victory to capture the title.
Which,
from
I mean,
Carmella.
you know,
which was understandable.
standard.
I mean, it's a triple threat match. It's every person on their own.
Yeah.
And you know, they gave her the belt. Becky and her hugged it out, and then out of nowhere, Becky just comes with fire.
Yeah.
And just starts throwing hands. No lie, I was like, "Where is this coming from?" 'Cause,
Epic
like,
heel turn. We called it too.
Yeah, we
Remember?
called it. We were looking at this. I was like,
Because this
She's gonna
hug's
fuck him
taking
up.
too long.
Yeah.
"Yeah, it was not the normal amount of congratulations. You beat me, or congratulations, you deserve it." It was more of, "Hey, congratulations, I'm gonna fuck you up."
Yeah.
and so for the past 4 weeks, they've been building and building with Becky attacking Charlotte, and Charlotte, back and forth. They're just attacking each other and trying to make each other submit. And so finally, now that it boiled down to it, I thought it was a great story.
It was definitely a very well written story.
Yeah.
I think
It kept me on my toes for sure.
And I feel like, I mean, maybe it's not fair, or completely fair anyway. It's partially fair for sure, but maybe it's not completely fair to call it slow paced. It just, in comparison to the match it followed, was very slow paced.
Absolutely.
But that match was really well paced. So
yeah.
And the ending. Let's talk about that ending.
Yeah.
Charlotte tried to shake her hand.
Yeah.
And Becky was like, "I'm the champion, bitch. Fuck off." And
Yeah.
goes out the ring. And I'm just like, can we please keep heel Becky? Because this
I'm
is
down
so
for
much.
heel
I'm
Becky.
so much.
you know what though? I love babyface Becky too. Like either way, like she's great. Period.
Let's be honest. You just love Becky. Like if I gave you a giant poster with her signature, like you would take it in a heartbeat.
Well, why wouldn't I take free shit. I mean,
Yeah.
no, but like
He's poor. Help him.
right? If I do have
A GoFundMe account?
I have a GoFundMe. I have fucking
He's a struggling artist. Please help him.
but no, I mean she does really well at either. You know, like as a baby face, people like she hypes people up and people love it. As a heel, she's not ridiculous. You know, she's like believable and really cool. So either way, she does well.
She's a professional.
She's
through
a
and through.
well-balanced.
Yeah, she's a professional through and
well-balanced heel
through.
or babyface.
She's a great performer. She pulls the best promos out of the female division.
Yeah.
She is to a T a professional.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Match number 3. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre.
Or I like to call him McDolph.
I like to call him Macindolph. I just feel like it rolls off
It's
the
like
tongue.
mac and cheese.
Exactly.
Mr. McIntosh?
Yeah. My prediction for that was Rollins and Ambrose. I thought they were going to take it just because Dean Ambrose is fresh, returned from injury.
Holy shit, too.
Yeah, he fucking bulked up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
He
yeah,
was-
and a haircut.
I didn't recognize him.
I
Dude,
think
like,
he's about
until-
to go Super Saiyan.
When
Yeah.
he came out,
pretty sure.
when he came out after Rollins came out, and I was like, okay. And even in the interview, like I didn't recognize him. And it
Yeah.
said Dean Ambrose. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
he looks like Triple H light.
yeah, Diet Triple H.
My high point of that match was that sequence that ended in a zigzag.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
That sequence was probably the only thing that I had for that.
and that still didn't finish the match.
Yeah,
either.
it still
No,
didn't finish
no.
the match.
My personal high was not just that sequence, but all the sequences in the match.
Yeah, all
like
the
from the
sequences.
very first sequence to the last. Like, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like,
For
I mean,
me,
it definitely had a better pace.
For
Yeah.
me,
Oh, yeah, way
it
faster.
was that part before that whole sequence started where Ziggler was on the turnbuckle and Seth Rollins just ran up, grabbed him, suplexed him, rolled back, tried to suplex him again, but
And he
then
caught the
McIntyre
Claymore
came in
kick.
with the Claymore. But he had him, like, he was ready to do, like, 2 suplexes in, like, 10 seconds.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, it was
Oh, yeah.
it definitely it was really, for me, it was really reminiscent of Eddie Guerrero and his Three Amigos
Yeah.
suplex. My low point was that even though it was a good match and even though there were great points and, you know, moves and stuff, it wasn't exciting.
Yeah. I did actually think it was, like, that's one of the comments I wrote down for myself about it, was that it was, for me, a bit boring.
Yeah.
well, we were talking the whole time about how, why don't you let me kiss you? I'm gonna kiss you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Don't touch my butt. Like,
That was my high point.
That was the high point, yeah.
yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
my beard and kiss me and tell me I'm pretty.
The high point was the fact that we should have ripped that match.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my
We should just be the commentators.
Oh yeah, that.
We'll do it MST3K style.
Yeah, hell of a
and just
lot
make
better than
fun
the
of
guys
them.
talking.
I mean, me personally, I didn't have a low point. I loved the match, even though we were bullshitting during
Yeah.
the whole match. But I think with us adding our own commentary, it kind of made it more enjoyable. So I personally don't have any low points.
So the result was Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, Mac and Dolph. They won. I was expecting Rollins and Ambrose to win simply because of how new they are as a tag team again.
Here's what I'm thinking, though, and this kind of worries me. The fact that they didn't win tells me that they're going to continue this feud, and not that it's gotten like 100% stale, because it's not gone on all that long, but it's definitely a feud that will very quickly devolve into being stale.
Absolutely. I
And
agree.
so and that worries me.
Yeah.
I think that's why they did the whole Braun Strowman and Dolph Ziggler and McIntyre
Yeah.
versus the Shield, because they want to keep it fresh and not have it sizzle out so
Yeah.
quickly. So
But the elements that they added aren't fresh, though. So
Yeah.
that's at
That's
least
true.
one of the two. Braun Strowman, I love. But
I'm at the point where, you know, like, as silly and almost cringy as it is, like the backstories with these fighters almost kind of is the most enjoyable part.
Yeah.
Not well. I guess I shouldn't say that. It's not the most enjoyable part, but it does add an interesting like twist to it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, and it's not like I don't know any of these people. So it's like when you give me a little bit, I can usually run with it.
Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to give them a reason to be fighting, and otherwise, the whole show, the whole premise makes no sense.
Yeah,
of
absolutely. So I gave it a 4.
Yeah, I gave it a 4. I was definitely hoping that Rollins and Ambrose would win. I've always liked them, especially the whole Shield. I've always liked watching the Shield.
Yeah, the Shield is a great faction.
And I was really wanting to see Ambrose shine just because of how shocked I was, because I haven't kept up on very much wrestling, so like, but I get hyped to watch these pay-per-view matches over here. When I saw him for the first time, I was like, holy shit. I was like, he better like stomp some dicks in, dude. That's what he looks like he's gonna do.
Lots of dick stomping.
Cole?
Middle of the road for me.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable enough to watch, but nothing crazy for me.
Okay. Jared?
I believe I gave it a 4.
Are you sure? Or
Kind of. No,
What did I give it?
I'm pretty sure I gave it a 4. Yeah, I mean it was great. It was fun. Again, I'm a little bit worried about the future of the feud, but I mean I've always liked the Shield myself as well, and I really, really appreciate that WWE has taken some lessons from the past and from WCW as far as it's fine. In fact, it's better to keep a faction small than go, say, I don't know, the NWO route.
yeah, dude.
And have-
NWO white, red.
Yeah, you can't be against the establishment if you're 80% of the fucking roster. You are the establishment. Like, you can't just stop it. And they kind of, like, I understand why they did it, but they kind of did the same thing with the Nexus.
Yeah.
The Nexus started out huge. It was just huge because of its nature. So I think they, and because of that, I think they kind of got away with it for a while before everyone went, yeah, but these guys are all way too green still.
Yeah.
And don't forget that the Nexus, they broke up, and then when this was in CM Punk was still in, he's like, oh, fuck the Nexus, I'm going to make the core with like half the guys.
Yeah.
That from the Nexus, and the Nexus, all right, we'll recruit the people that we lost, and then the core is like, well, we'll get another 5 more.
Yeah,
and up to that point, I was like, I don't even know who's who anymore.
Yeah.
I honestly don't give a shit. Like, I'm trying to catch a titty.
Yeah.
That's literally, that's all I'm trying to see up to this point.
What did you give it? What is your rating, Jesus?
So, I gave that match a 4. I thought it was a great match. I didn't really have a low point. Sequences were amazing. The story behind the whole feud was amazing. We threw our own commentary watching it, and it just made it twice as fun to watch because I felt like I could focus more.
Yeah.
To make jokes about it. Yeah. And I know, Cole, you were having a blast with the whole "kiss me, baby, don't deny me."
Guaranteed 5 rating if I see lips touch.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed
for sure. But yeah, I gave it a 4 in my point. So.
Cool. Match number 4, Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles for the WWE title. I had AJ winning that one. My high point for that was that running flip tackle.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Samoa Joe runs and hits him, and he just kind of rotates. He just kind of twists.
That was cool.
I mean, those are always great. I fucking love it when they do that.
Those displays of power, dude. Like, it reminds me of like old JBL Rikishi stuff.
And AJ is great at getting his feet off the ground at the exact, like, not too early to make, so again, it keeps you right in that moment, so you're not like, wait, he jumped. He
jumped too early. Yeah. AJ Styles is really good at taking a bump like that.
Just like great timing.
Yeah. Taking a bump is taking a hit. And doing.
I figured as much because you guys were talking about the Foley character.
Yeah. My low point was that match was actually really boring.
It was.
We didn't watch hardly any of it.
Yeah. No, that match was actually just. it was really one of those matches that just kind of fell by the wayside.
I mean, it's Joe. There's
Yeah.
only so much you can do.
And I love Samoa Joe. I do. I really like Samoa Joe. He cuts a great promo. He's a fantastic performer. The promos that they make him cut are so dry.
They are boring as fuck.
He's the guy that went in with like the storybook.
Yeah.
Here's your wife and child, and like instantly I'm like, that's a little far.
Now
even
I'm the
if
new
it's,
daddy.
Like,
Like, what?
Yeah.
and like,
Pretty sure there's a process.
Can we talk about his haircut too?
Yeah,
Like, he literally went into his barber and was like, "Fuck me up, fam."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the haircut.
It's like he took one of those old Flobies and like kicked it around on the ground for a while, and then said, "Here, see what you can do with this shit."
Yeah. Just sit me on the chair, spin it, and run the Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. AJ won that one, of course. AJ
Surprisingly.
No. I knew AJ
This
was
match
gonna
pissed me off.
No.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. This match pissed me off because that guy totally won.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's
that's
like
Samoa
they
Joe.
Samoa Joe won.
Yeah, Samoa Joe won. Like,
Yeah.
they went back and like even watched all the shit, and I'm like, are they gonna say anything about this?
Nope.
Like,
Nope.
and one of my questions I have is like they did that little thing in between matches where it was like this big angry Samoa Joe guy's like yelling at this super pretty chick like I should be the champion. Remember. Did they do that like on the fly? Is that something or is that
No,
like,
that's all planned out too.
Yeah.
That's planned out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's planned to lose.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The matches
Everything
are
is
always
predetermined.
Yeah, everything's predetermined.
Ah.
So right before they go out into the causeway, the producer of the show just goes, "Hey, you're winning tonight. Hey, you're losing tonight." And then they just go out there.
You'll
See, and I
notice.
feel
You'll
like
notice.
that would fuck me up. Like I would have a hard time. I'd be like, "Fuck."
You'll notice how when it showed him winning the first time, there was only one camera angle.
Yeah.
Like anybody there could have seen,
Yeah.
the other side. But then later on, they're like, oh,
Then
this is some new footage that we got. Like,
Then I guess I'm not really that pissed off then.
So yeah, no, it's all planned. It's
Yeah,
all
it's
part of the
planned out.
story. It's
Okay,
part
so
of
I didn't.
furthering
I
the
actually
feud.
genuinely didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought these guys were just beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Everything's predetermined because I mean, it's all staged. So I mean, like, hey, we'll do this move and hey, we'll do that move. They could do that shit all night.
at any time.
Yeah.
And
So they
that's-
have like a checklist essentially. So
Kinda.
it's like I gotta do
And
my crazy
they'll-
power bomb 3 times.
And I
He's
don't
got to
know
do the
if you
chokehold
noticed-
4 times.
I don't know if you noticed this, but like the refs they have an in-ear. So they have the audio
I didn't notice
from the
that.
producers.
Okay.
And so they'll call things during the match, like, or if any changes are being made, they'll let the wrestlers know. But also when the wrestlers are
Like, yo, let Samoa Joe win.
Well, yeah.
We told him he's gonna
Or-
lose, but to let him win. Let him win.
Another thing to watch for, like when they're grappling and stuff, they'll be sitting there in each other's ear saying, "Okay, so next I'm gonna do this," and then
Bro, your dick looks great.
I want it in my mouth.
dude, you gotta get a better haircut. I'm telling you, I'll pay for it.
And that's
Where'd you
why
get your haircut at?
So they'll like name off like their next several moves,
Yeah, okay.
so that they
Yeah.
know what's going on and what to
I'm gonna
expect.
dick bomb you.
and that's why you'll see the ref
Yeah.
speaking, but you
Okay.
can't hear nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially in the
Okay.
in the show.
Well, that enlightens me a lot more because I went into this completely wrong. I thought this was like a UFC fight where it's
No,
like,
no,
all
no,
right, they're gonna get graded on this, and this, and it's like if nothing happens, like if like the timer runs out or anything.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
that makes
no,
sense.
it's all predetermined, and the ref will feed it to them too. They'll be like, "All right, time to bring it home, time to end the match."
So that makes the whole Brock Lesnar thing even lamer.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Even lamer.
Let's not talk about that right now. We
everything
can talk about that
about
later.
It's just I'm starting to understand the discipline.
Everything about Mr. Dildo Sword is lame. So, but we'll get there.
So yeah, I gave the match a 2. It was boring as shit.
Yep.
I just can't. I couldn't subscribe. I have not subscribed to this feud at all. Like
No.
this feud is just dry.
It's
and
over manufactured. Like
It really
it's just horribly.
Bad haircut versus soccer mom haircut.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just
let me speak to your manager haircut. Ah.
it's horribly not. The whole feel of it is just utterly rehearsed.
I get a creepy vibe from Joe. Like I feel
don't-
like he's like a predator. Like
I don't get any creepy
hey,
vibe.
what's his daughter's name?
Annie.
Annie. hey Eddie,
Samoa Annie.
I will read you a book. Like, that's super creepy.
I don't get any creepy vibe from it at all. I get this is utterly scripted and he doesn't even believe what he's saying vibe. It's just bad.
I like Joe TNA.
Yeah,
that
TNA.
my favorite Joe.
TNA Joe and TNA Styles were great.
Beautiful.
TNA's another promotion.
I mean, did they just get a lot more free reign to kind of, do things like they would have an end goal, but they could kind of move it along themselves?
TNA was
because I feel like WWE is very heavily micromanaged.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Nick, what did you give it?
Yeah, I gave it a 2. I wasn't really invested in either one. I was going for AJ Styles, but I wasn't too invested in either one, just like you said. So, I gave it a 2. I wasn't impressed with anything, really.
Cole?
Samoa No.
You gave it a 1, huh?
Yeah. Damn.
I thought it was incredibly boring. Like, we started talking about completely irrelevant shit at this point.
Yeah, we really were.
And so I was like, I guess we're just not watching this because it's
Weren't we talking about anime up to that point?
Yeah.
Like, literally that whole match was straight anime.
Yep.
Like, we were
we were having a bloody match about who's the best girl in My Hero Academia.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave it a 1. I mean, Samoa Joe is bland as a motherfucker.
Yeah, you have a big distaste for
do. He's just
Samoa
the
Joe.
most boring bullshit. Like, I can't take it. I can't take it. I mean, I never watched him in TNA. I cannot take WWE Samoa Joe. I just can't.
Jesus?
I gave it a fucking 1 because fuck that shit. I love AJ. I think he's great. I honestly, personally think he's the next Cena when Cena's almost out the door.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's out the door. I haven't seen him since WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
He hasn't been around since
He hasn't been,
WrestleMania.
exactly. So
You don't see him anytime ever.
No, because you know what? You cannot see him. That's exactly right. But still, like, he's the next Cena.
Yeah.
He's a movie star now, isn't he?
Yeah.
And so I always respect the guy. I mean, his work in Japan and TNA and everywhere he's been, he's phenomenal. But
he is.
No pun
That's the
intended.
tagline.
Yeah.
But like, he's phenomenal. Like, that's probably why he calls himself the phenomenal one. But this whole feud is like super creepy on Joe's part. Like, hey Whitney, you call me daddy. Like, I thought that was so corny.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, that was like just like, I'm like, dude, you're like what, 40 now?
Yeah,
like,
but
And then at
you
the
got bigger
end,
titties than
and
the
then at
wife.
the end
like,
of the storybook, it's like she's got her fucking arms around him, and I'm just like, God, dude, really?
yeah, it's like I get a creepy vibe from
Yeah.
the guy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, Attitude
At
Era
least-
was full of that.
Yeah, it was.
Shut up.
But I mean, it was better written,
But
though.
yeah,
I
It
think.
was better written.
Yeah.
And it was,
more graphic.
people
too.
sold it a lot better than Samoa Joe does.
Yep.
I feel like he doesn't believe in this storyline at all, which why would he? It sucks.
Yeah,
But I just feel like he's really phoning the whole thing in.
agreed. Match number 5. Yes Mode, which is Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus Miz and Mrs., which is The Miz and Maurice.
Are you shitting me? That's their actual names.
No.
Well, no, like that's their names.
Yeah. That's their character names, like
Yeah.
Miz
Miss and Maurice.
But
Her
they have
name's
they have-
Maurice.
They have a
This
reality
is
show.
our clever tag. Well, not ours, but
Yeah, the reality show is Miz and Mrs.
Yeah, so that's what they're going by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My prediction for that was Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. My high point of that match was when they both did the yes kicks together.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I wish they would have finished them. I just
Yeah.
don't, you're sitting there getting the shit kicked out of you. No way you're just going to have the wherewithal to leap away at the final kick. I don't like the ending of that one either.
What happened? I don't even.
It was like
Maurice got the pin.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
it's like
right.
randomly.
Yeah, it was like, what was it? Like,
Well, it was just one of those like, oh, I rolled over and then I got you, yay!
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Stayed
like
on my back for too long. Oh no.
That match was lackluster as well. Like that match. For a Daniel Bryan and Miz match.
Yeah, who are both very high energy,
Oh, yeah.
very fun.
Yeah, they're both very
Very
great
flashy.
performers.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's like the best like babyface heel storyline because they that was built up since like technically the very first NXT when it was a competition.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't even NXT now. It was just
Yeah.
competition, and the Miz was Daniel Bryan's mentor, and to see that they took something for 8 years ago and slowly evolved it into this beautiful feud. Like, I absolutely enjoyed the feud.
Yeah.
And then having Brie and Maurice involved in it,
Yeah.
I thought it was like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I love so much that the Bellas and Maurice are back.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really going to elevate the
I
women's
just
division.
love the whole two married couples like fighting.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I don't,
the whole
I don't,
shtick of
I don't
this
know
match,
why,
right?
but
Yeah.
it reminded me for some reason. This just randomly popped into my head, but from if any of you have watched Santa Clarita Diet,
Yes.
how they're always feuding with the
Yes.
the couple.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. I don't know why, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the result was Ms. and Mrs. I gave it a 3. It was just middle of the
It
road.
was just humdrum.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was kind of so. I agree with you on the yes kicks. The low point for me was yes, they took every single yes kick except for the final one. At that point, they were just like, oh, let's get out of the way now.
Yeah.
Now,
It's like, really?
And I get they're doing it as a couple thing, but would both of them move? Would one of them just be kind of too tight? It doesn't make sense for both of them to simultaneously do the exact same action.
So,
I don't know.
what was the point with? So I noticed that whenever the yes girl got tagged in, the dude Miz would be chilling, and then the girl Miz, the Miz's.
The girl
I like
is-
that. The girl Miz.
Sorry,
Les Mis.
I don't. Yeah. So she would be tagged in, and then the guy would go to tag the yes girl in, and then all of a sudden she would tag back out.
It was just her avoiding the situation.
So she just was being.
So the story behind that, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was Daniel Bryan in SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan and The Miz were having a match. Basically, who's the better one? Maurice gave, from what you and me, Eddie, viewed as brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Kind of slided it into his hand, and he just hit Daniel Bryan cold. And that's where Maurice got involved. And so when the Bella twins came back, Brie, Daniel Bryan's wife, he was basically like, I'm not going to let you get involved with both of them when I could take her on. She actually, I enjoy the way she wrestles. I'm not a big fan of Maurice's wrestling style because I barely see her wrestle.
Yeah.
And that's really where it comes from. It's that Maurice was scared to get her ass whooped from Brie. And Brie was like, I'm going to whoop that ass, girl.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to whoop that ass and take you to the fucking streets.
Yeah.
Like, show you what's up. And so she basically got tagged in and was like, nope, boop, get your ass in there and protect me.
Yeah.
That's basically where that came from.
I know you didn't ask me, but my rating is a 3. The thing I got the most kick out of is whenever they did the
yes
pointers,
chant?
the yes chant, and then there was this one dude in the background that was just going crazy. He's like, yeah,
In the entrance, right? Is that what you were talking about?
He was just this. He almost kind of looked like a loner, like this kind of chubby dude, and he's just he got a ticket by himself, or maybe his mom went to go to the bathroom or something. I don't know. He was just like, yeah, just freaking out in the background, and I just was busting up laughing. And Nick looked at me, and he's like, I see what you're laughing about.
So here's the thing, though. People, these chants get people hyped, and there is no chant that I can remember that is as amazing, that it just gets people riled up like the yes chant.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Yes
there are a few
chant.
that are up there for sure.
Yeah.
But the yes chant gets everybody going.
Yeah, like
Everybody.
when Cena was at his highest, people.
Was it just a bunch of people going like this?
Yeah,
Yeah, literally.
Honestly.
Like, literally, the camera would start from one end of the ramp, and you just see a sea of people doing this. Like, in one of his WrestleManias, he literally had 50 people, 25 on each side, doing this, facing each other as he's running down the damn ramp.
Yeah,
I'm just
really.
like, I can't see him. like,
Well, duh. I mean, that's the whole thing.
I mean, it's like any sporting event. People, a stadium of people singing a fight song or whatever. It's the same exact thing. People want to be involved with this
What's
whole
going on,
crowd
yeah.
of people that they agree with, that they want to like have this connection with.
It's the new Stone Cold what?
I was just gonna say that.
And that's the only one aside from the Yes chant that I can think of that had that much of just this unifying, like everybody got in.
Or when The Rock would say, "Know your role," and then the crowd would
Yeah.
go, "And shut your mouth."
Yeah.
Or when Stone Cold would win and everybody just goes buys a beer and starts throwing it all over.
Yeah.
I've seen that a couple times when I went to WrestleMania 25 personally. My uncle literally bought me a beer. I was like 13. He's like, "Don't drink the shit, throw it." I'm like, "What?" Because that was the year that Stone Cold was getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, so he was the last one, so he's like in a fucking quad going down fucking the fucking no shit. He was going down the fucking
I
quad.
missed when they did that.
And he just gets in the ring and he's like, "Give me my damn beer!" And he's just popping cans in every single corner, just tossing open cans of beer into the stands. I'm like, first of all, someone's gonna get seriously hurt. Second of all, my uncle bought me a beer. This is great.
Yeah.
But I can't fucking drink. Fuck, I'm throwing it. I swear I hit somebody, but it was fine. I didn't care. I was like, fuck it. I get home, my mom's like, "Why the fuck do you smell like beer?" I'm like, "He threw it." And she's like, "Get your ass in bed, you got school in the morning." I was still in middle school, so I didn't give a shit. But, I mean, it's similar to, every superstar has something.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy's is the whole fucking
Yeah,
the arm swinging, and he does that, and it's
everybody has their own thing that people love and love to mimic.
Yeah, I mean, to round out my verdict, just middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really have anything else.
Derek?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 3. And what I'm gonna say about it, I feel like could be said for almost every single match in this.
Right.
It was a fine Raw match.
Yeah.
It was
really was.
It was a Monday night.
It was just a perfectly fine regular episode of Raw match. But for a fucking pay-per-view of this magnitude, being one of the big ones,
and it being the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
I feel like they just don't give a shit about things like that.
don't.
Because, I mean, SummerSlam, that was the 30th SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And that one was actually pretty good.
That one was good,
I enjoyed that
but
They didn't even mention it.
yeah, they didn't.
No, they
Welcome
didn't.
to the 30th anniversary of SummerSlam. Nothing. None of that shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mine was a 3 just because it has a great story behind the match.
Gotcha.
That was literally the only reason I gave it a 3. If it wasn't for that whole story on why the match is happening, I honestly would have gave it a 2.
Okay. Next match, Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the WWE SmackDown Women's title. I had Rousey winning it. One of my high points was the pretty much picture-perfect Gutbuster powerbomb.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. The good lift and the layout at
You
the
could
end.
feel the power
Yeah.
she was throwing behind that.
Yeah.
Easy.
My low point for that was it was kind of a short match.
Yeah.
It was super short.
Yeah.
So what about you guys?
I gave it a 4. I'm trying to think back to what else happened besides the only thing sticking out is also that power bomb. Like, it was very, very well executed. I remember when I saw it, I was just like, oh shit! Like,
Yeah.
I was taken aback because of how good it looked. But yeah, it was too short. Like, I enjoy watching Ronda Rousey wrestle actually more than I did like watching UFC Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I agree.
I enjoy it, and had it had been like a longer drawn out match, like for example the Jeff Hardy match, then I would have probably, I mean, my rating wouldn't have gone up, but I would have enjoyed watching it more just because I like watching her wrestle. But yeah, I give it a 4 too.
I gave it a 4. Cole?
I would give this a 3. And my main detractor is because it is too short.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a really fun time watching Ronda Rousey fight just because, or wrestle or whatever we're calling it. But it's I watched her fight UFC, and I always remember thinking like, this chick is boring. Like I just remember thinking she's hyped up for nothing, and she sold it for me pretty well in this match. I don't she's, like you said in the middle of the match, she's got a long way to go. But I think the what's her name? Bliss?
Mm-hmm. Alexa Bliss.
She is electric.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was great.
Yeah,
she like her vibe, her and some I laughed at a lot of her like like her eyes like freaking out.
She does some really good over dramatic faces.
That ass though.
No shit.
I mean that
best booty in the business.
That was my high point.
Thinking about it, that ass.
The high point was her low point.
That ass is making it a 4.
Derek.
I mean, I'd say 3.5. Like, now I will say this though on the shortness of the match. While that does initially seem like a negative, I also feel like had it gone longer, that also could have been a negative, where Ronda Rousey is still so green.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? I think that they want to keep her to shorter matches until
she builds herself up.
Until she gets really rolling.
Yeah, because she doesn't have a very wide move set.
Not at all yet.
So, yeah, I guess once she builds a move set, she can go for the longer matches.
So, like, anything longer than that could have very quickly become an issue.
Mm-hmm. Jesus?
My high point of the match, besides the gut buster, obviously, that everybody's absolutely in love with, because that was phenomenal, was, believe it or not, when Rousey got drop kicked from turnbuckle when she was charging at Alexa.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like straight drop kick, straight to the ribs. Like, I know she could take a hit, but those drop kicks.
Yeah, and it looks pretty stiff.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, with Alexa being like 4'2" or something, like, I don't know, but she's short.
4'2"
I don't know.
425.
I don't know measurements.
I don't.
She's 5 feet. She's 5 feet.
Is she 5 feet? I thought it was like 4'9" or like 5'2".
She's 5 feet.
So 5'2". She has some little legs.
Yeah.
But she's built.
Yeah.
Like, if you see her lower body, it's
I always look at the
I mean,
lower
let's be
body.
honest, we are always looking at the lower body. But her legs, her thighs alone are like solid.
Well, yeah, she was a bodybuilder before a wrestler.
So taking a hit straight to your ribs, I know. You could even tell later down the road that Rousey was feeling that kick still, too.
Well, and the announcer said something, I caught this, is that they had said that Rousey had, like, injured her ribs or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And so when I saw her repeatedly going for, like, rib area hits, and then she did the stupid Kylo Ren, like, and I'm like, who are you?
Yeah. But, I mean,
that's all part of the story.
I mean...
And drop kicks are...
Yeah, but I just thought it was lame.
Drop kicks are...
I thought it was lame in Star Wars, so of course I'm going to think it's lame here.
Yeah.
Drop kicks are very hard to fake, as far as, like, a staged move.
Because if you make contact, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And if you don't make contact, it's gonna be awful and fake.
Absolutely.
So you're
either
either gonna make contact or you're not.
Drop kicks are one of the most like committal moves that the WWE has. You just can't. You can't fake
every superstar has that in their arsenal. Let's be honest. But yeah, so that was my high point. I loved it. My low point was that it was short, but like Derek said, it's because she's green. I think they're keeping it short. But I think to me, because Ronda did dominate most of the match, I would have been tired of a long match of her straight dominating.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see a squash match, but I don't want to see a super long dominated match either.
Yeah.
Like, give me a happy medium like this one was. Give Alexa a little bit of a, leeway or a little bit of a chance. Let her push back a little bit. But the moment she put it in the armbar, I mean... She instantly tapped out. I thought it was a great match altogether. I gave it a 4, just because it was well balanced as far as time wise. Back and forth a little bit. That was great, but you still saw Rousey give everything that she did 100%.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, and then Alexa, baby, please, I'm here for you. Call me.
So we come to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in a Hell in a Cell match for the Universal title with Mick Foley as a guest referee. My prediction was that Roman Reigns is going to take it. My high points I have 2 high points. One was the fact that we got to see Mick Foley, because we hardly ever get to, and Mick Foley's a legend. He is definitely, you
bow down to that, man, when he walks past you.
Oh yeah, he is one of those, just one of those legends that you respect. My low points were the fact that Brock Lesnar came out.
God.
The fact that it ended in a no contest, and that double table fall, as exciting as it was, I wanted to see that shit from the top of the cage.
Yeah.
So I gave that match a 1. Nick?
I also gave it. Well, I would have I gave it a. It was high up there, because with the whole Shield fighting up on the top, like that was like up there. And then it slowly declined when Brock Lesnar came in. But I really liked watching Strowman chokeslam him on the apron.
Yeah,
onto the side of the mat. Yeah. Like, because you mentioned how much more that hurts than like getting chokeslammed in the ring. I was actually predicting Braun Strowman. I would have liked to see him win, actually, because
he's cool.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if you don't pick him, you're going to get those hands.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Those nipples are going to come after you.
Oh, and those nipples. Let's talk about those nipples for a second. Cole, I know you want to bring up the nipples.
I was thinking of a clever quip to bring up
other than
the nipples.
Brock Lesnar being the low point, my other low point was when goddamn Paul Heyman pepper sprayed Mick Foley. That was such fucking bullshit. Like, I got visibly upset with that.
That was really lame.
Cole, what'd you give it?
I have a hard time with this rating just because, I'm going to guess that all of you are going to give it a 1. That's just my guess.
Wrong.
Well, and the thing is and I know the reasoning on the biggest detractor, and it's because of this Lesnar guy. I don't really know a lot about him. All I know is that his entrance was super lame. I remember just thinking, and now that I know the truth, I'm just like, this is like, why? Like, and I like, they go for that like, oh my God, he's here, dude. This this guy's here,
and then there's no payoff.
And then I'm like, okay, he went in and he just basically stomped on the 2 guys while they're down. They didn't even fight him.
No.
They just laid down for him.
And he just beat him with pieces of table.
I mean, that's pretty much it. And then, I thought the whole, half of a cage fall on the table. I was like, Mick Foley should be pissed that this is even an option.
Right,
because that he fell the entire way and lost teeth, and I'm pretty sure the WWE's paying him to not get that fixed.
Yeah,
his jagged teeth, because it's you're a living legend. That's
your calling card.
Well, and actually, funny that you should bring that up. He didn't want to. Mick Foley didn't want to. He's like, no, this is a fucking battle scar. This is going to go down in history. I'm just going to fucking keep it.
Yeah, WWE offered to. I mean, with WWE, if you work for them, you're medically, dental, the whole.
Well, no, actually, you're not.
Not dental no more?
No,
really?
No,
medical.
No, none. No, they've never covered insurance.
Fucking Obama.
I wanted to bring up. I forgot to bring up my high point. Was the what was it? The Seth Rollins Dolph Ziggler double headbutt off of the cage onto the table.
Yeah.
That I was like, because I was like, somebody's got to fall through the cage or fall off of the cage.
Yeah.
It wasn't up to what I wanted, but it still happened, and I was like, okay.
I don't know. It was super. This Lesnar guy coming in, and he's like, hulked up, and he just walks in, and it's like, it takes a real tough dude to beat up on somebody that's already tired, and it's on the ground, and it's like,
that's like Lesnar's calling card.
Yeah.
It's a no from me, dog. I hate it.
It's a no from me.
It's a 1.
He was a 1.
Absolutely dreadful.
Derek?
So, all right. So for me, the match all the way up until the Shield coming out and so on and so forth, in response to Ziggler and McJackass.
It was McDolphin.
McDolphin. So I mean, it was pretty much a 1 for me all the way up until that point, and then all of a sudden it was like a 4, and then and then it went back down to a 2. It was cool for a minute, and then it just like, oh, they're only going halfway. Oh. And, oh, god damn it, Brock Lesnar's here. And then it just went down and down.
The energy in our room just immediately
at one point
dive bomb.
At one point, there was goddamn 4 people up on top of the cage fighting. I'm just like, oh my god, someone's going through, or
somebody's gonna
fall. Instead
fall.
of something epic happening, they all just slowly went back down, and then it was like, okay guys, let's play it safe. No, we don't want anybody getting hurt here. Let's just everybody.
And then Eddie completely predicted the double headbutt into the cage.
Yeah. And then
Brock came out, and Cole's looking at all of us like, why is everybody so depressed right now?
And then here's the bullshit too. I hate when you have somebody go through some sort of setup where Brock Lesnar kicks the door in and then gets the door in the ring, sets the door up in the turnbuckle.
I personally thought that was kind of cool.
Well, no, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Him boom, and obviously it's not him actually kicking the door, but it's it was still the idea was kind of cool.
The whole setup was awesome, and he sets it up in the ring in the turnbuckle, and then doesn't look at it again. Does not even fucking.
Oh, these tables will do just fine, even though they're broken in half.
I don't think he's done with those stairs, guys.
I don't think he's done with those stairs.
Thanks, Renee.
Thanks. Yeah.
You jackass.
So, I think overall I guess I would have to settle it too. I mean, because it was just, there was, even with Lesnar coming out, there's still so much more payoff that could have happened that they just forewent and went, fuck it.
Yeah.
I was personally way more invested with the original 2 fighters. I was like, he's kicking the shit out of these guys.
With diamond cutter nipples.
Yeah, exactly. I was just waiting for one of them nipples to give him a Joker scar.
You want to know why I got these scars?
He just could have done a little
motorboat,
and
it just was. It was off-putting because only one was out. He's like, cut away from me, god damn it! I need to fix myself.
Jesus, what did you give it?
Oh man, so I'm pretty sure we can all agree that the whole Brock Lesnar just fucking destroyed the whole match.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if that did not happen, there was an actual fucking winner. My prediction was going to go to Braun, just because I think the guy
he deserves it.
He deserves it.
Yes.
I mean, he's busted ass. He won WrestleMania Tag Team Gold. A 12-year-old?
Yeah.
He's already well loved.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, even as a heel, he's and as a looking at him personally, he's a great person. And I love that he could separate kayfabe from his real life.
Yeah.
And he works hard. He's to say that he started with the Wyatt family to this big icon that's will lay you down and fucking cut you with his nipples. That's fucking great.
He's gonna give him a motorboat scars.
Exactly.
I like how that's his new high point for us, is just his nipples.
And his finisher should be called the nipple cutter.
No, and
fuck the diamond cutter.
Yeah. That's what I told him. I was like, his nipples are the definition of a diamond cutter. Straight up. But no, in all seriousness, I thought the match between them was pretty good. I up to that point, I was gonna give it a 4. Commentary was great. I loved the whole concept. Cashing in Money in the Bank and the fight, and they were going pretty damn hard on each other up to that point. And then I honestly bumped it up to a 5 when the Shield and McDolphin over there fucking joined in. That was to me that. If like I said, if Lesnar didn't show up, it would have been a 5.
So easily. For me, it's the match itself was a 5. The ending was a 1. I'll go on.
And the most devastating part of it, of just Lesnar's appearance to me, is oh fuck, they're not done with pulling Lesnar into the story.
No.
I'm so fucking done. It's been 2 years now, almost.
I understand 3, that it was it was their get hype moment, but it's pretty freaking apparent that like nobody
Dude,
likes.
just
this
pick a lane.
You can
It's
hear.
apparent to everyone but the writers.
Yeah.
The writers are still just holding on to this, and they are just squeezing that rock for blood. Like
You
they
could
just,
hear it even in the audience, the people that attended the pay-per-view. Like they heard that dun and they were like,
Oh,
"Oh,
God
shit!"
damn
Like I heard so many people sigh that
I
it was
heard
like,
it. I heard it, and in my head, I was just like, "Fuck!" Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure we all heard people go, "Ah," and like fucking goes to the bathroom. Like I said, I love the whole 20-year anniversary. I love Mick Foley being there as special guest referee. I love Braun and Roman together. I think they make great matches because it's like one day fucking Roman just fucking gets the better hand, and someday fucking Strowman just fucking skull fucks the shit out of him.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
With
They
his
always get that
nipples.
by- yeah,
With his
because
nipples.
with them nipples. And then the Shield and McDolphin over there fucking joining in the whole chaos on the top of the cell. Yeah, they didn't jump from the very top, but the fact that I think me trying to reason it was both of them went through a table.
yeah.
That's probably why they didn't do it from the top because it
Foley did.
But he was by himself. But he was by himself.
Yeah,
and this
but,
is the point where
but
I'm going to.
also, I'm sure WWE just won't let them.
No,
even if
no,
they wanted
no. I mean, it's rare because they did it last year in Hell in a Cell.
No,
It would have been a good nod to the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Right,
If somebody
'cause-
got thrown off of the cage.
True.
to.
Because
WWE is just so much more cautious about that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, but they let
You know.
fucking Shane McMahon jump off the
Yeah,
top.
but he's a
yeah.
McMahon. He can do what he wants.
Exactly. He can do what he wants.
He jumped.
He can
off.
be like,
Yeah.
he can be like, wait, who signed your paychecks? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but the fact that they both went through a table in Hell in a Cell, both at the same time
I'll
with their
take it.
headbutt, I'll take it.
It was-
I loved
it
it.
was
I
a
loved
nice
it.
nod, at least.
Up until Brock Lesnar. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I heard his music, I'm like, yep, that's it. I'm gonna go hang myself. Eddie, bring me a rope. I'm gonna jump off your balcony. Yeah, pay my bills for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like,
Yeah, that
that's
was-
it.
that
Like,
was
that was
just-
the end of it for me.
That was it right there.
Yeah.
Like
It was
after
just-
that, like the whole mood of this room changed. We were like, "What the fuck? Like this is bullshit." Eddie, you mentioned you're like, "Thank God I didn't pay for this shit because I would have probably thrown my fucking window." My
Right?
fucking
I'm
TV out
so
the
glad
fucking
that I
window.
have the network where I pay $10 a month instead of
Everybody
$60.
get the WWE network only $9.95. No.
Dude, they advertise that shit
Yeah,
enough
yeah, oh, yeah.
themselves.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
need
true.
you.
So what was your final rating?
Before Brock Lesnar, it was gonna be a 5.
Uh-huh.
The moment he showed up, it drastically dropped to a 2.
Okay.
Just because 2 people went through a table. That was the only reason why it's not a 1.
Okay.
Because 2 people went through a table.
Fair enough. The whole pay-per-view, I gave it 3.
Yeah.
There weren't enough matches for me to have been like, okay, yeah, these are pay-per-view worthy. You know what I mean? It was just,
It was a good Raw.
it was a great, it was a good Raw. Nick, what'd you give the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a 3. Yeah, I mean, it was nothing stood out. I really wanted to see more out of that Roman and Braun fight. Like, I wanted to see one of them actually get a pinfall. One of them actually, I would have, despite the fact that I predicted Braun, I would have loved to have seen Roman spear the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Like, that big of a dude getting, I would have liked to see some of that, but no, someone had to fuck that up.
Yep. Cole?
I'll be here for the next one.
Hey!
Yeah.
I enjoyed it enough. And getting all the terms and the jargon down will take a while, and learning the pro characters. It'll take some time, and I appreciate you guys being here with me.
We'll make a spreadsheet.
and walking me through it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it actually a fair bit more than I thought I was going to.
It's all right, because
And that was my goal. That was my goal for having you guys come over here. I'm just like, okay, these people are new. They're gonna, they're going in, just completely green. Like personally to myself, I was saying I just want him to have had more fun than he was expecting to have.
And that's, you succeeded obviously, but I now that I know, and it's not really a bombshell to say this, but it's like it's staged.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I know that, okay, next time I walk through that door to watch this shit, I can come in suspending my disbelief, and I can just sit down and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I am way more of the old Attitude Era, like the Stone Cold and the Rock and all of that.
The rated R.
Even I kind of need like sometimes a little bit of an update, because I haven't been into what's been going on as much lately, but I'm usually over here for pay-per-views when it happens.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. So what was your rating, Cole?
3.
Derek?
Yeah, my rating was 3. I mean, especially considering, like, as much as I liked the Hardy match, I don't feel like they're using him as well as they did previously.
Like when Freddie Prinze Jr. was fucking writing for him.
Well, and during Comic-Con, when I went and talked to Freddie Prinze Jr., and I was like, like the thing that I asked him, like, right off the bat was like, what was your favorite story to write? Like, what was your favorite part of writing for WWE? And he was like, I mean, that's writing for Jeff Hardy. Like, those were some of my favorite storylines. I get Jeff. Like, we have similar mindsets in a lot of ways. It was really fun to write for him. And then he, like, right on the back of that was like, I like what they're doing, but all they're trying to do is get back what they had before with him, but they don't have anyone to write for him that has that understanding.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of trying to put out that image without having any of, like, the heart behind it.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. It seems kind of hollow. It's almost there, but it's not quite.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jesus? Whole pay-per-view.
Okay. So, seeing that I rated most of them a 4 or a 3, let's be honest, I rated most of them a 3. There's, 2 or 3 that I think it was like about 2 that I posted actually as a 4. One being Jeff's, and the other one I don't remember because I'm not looking at my notes, but it was a solid 3, just because there wasn't too many low point matches, but at the same time there wasn't enough force to bump it up. It was a solid 3. I liked it enough to be entertained. I had my low points, I had my high points. It was definitely a roller coaster for me. Mm-hmm. Casual Friday, or Casual Monday in this case.
Yeah,
it's like I even mentioned during the first time that, like, oh, this is a good Raw that was brought up during the pay-per-view. I was like, they're even having a pay-per-view worthy match on Raw tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
That could have easily been a part of any pay-per-view.
Like I said, as far as the whole, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. Wish it would have been pushed to maybe the second to last match.
Yeah.
If not
just have the
third.
2 Hell in a Cell matches back to back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought the Becky Lynch and Charlotte was a good match. It wasn't a great match, because let's be honest, it was kind of hard to follow up after Jeff and Orton.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting it to end the way it did.
Yeah.
The Seth Rollins one, that was I actually enjoyed that one a lot, just because of how the sequence, and there was no low points for me in that one. And then Brock Lesnar, fuck him. That's all I gotta say.
I feel like they could have done a lot more for the 20th anniversary of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was very lackluster for that title that they were promoting.
Like, I would have expected, like, The Undertaker to start fucking ripping motherfuckers down underneath the mat, or fucking
I missed that.
tables fucking exploding, or like,
Yeah, he could have came up and, like, chokeslam Mick Foley, like, out of nowhere.
And, like, that would have been fucking, like, I would have been here crying because how beautiful that was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
all about
and no
that
one would have
old
judged me,
shit.
because, let's be honest, like, if we saw fucking Undertaker and Foley one time in this pay-per-view, we would have all been crying, holding each other, talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said, it was a good 3. Not my favorite, definitely, for sure. Mm-hmm. SummerSlam was better for me than Hell in a Cell was. But not too much to complain besides Lesnar and the whole Samoa creep, pedophile and shit, whatever. I don't know. He just creeps me out with that fucking feud promo bullshit.
Yeah.
But like I said, a 3, solid 3.
Cool.
It wasn't too terrible. It wasn't wasn't great either, but
cool.
A good 3.
Well, that concludes our review of Hell in a Cell. We apologize to Vince McMahon, who was our special guest. Maybe you can come by next week and tell us why this pay-per-view sucked. As always, you can follow us on social media.
You can find us on Facebook at The Nerd Corporation.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcorp Podcast.
Or you can email us at thenerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
And for those of you looking to power slam your way into our hearts, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Nerdcorp Podcast. Several tiers of loot and prizes to be had, from ringtones and giveaways to loot and bonus content. So, for the Nerd Corporation, I'm Eddie Lyon.
I'm Nick Lewis.
Cole Simper.
Derek Reese.
Daddy Reyna.
His name is Jesus.
Dumb fuck.
Thank you guys, and have a good day.
That's fun.
Yeah.